Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. I'm Tyler.
I'm Seth.
Today we're going to be doing a little rapid fire Week 6 preview, predictions, some quick picks here. A little better week than last week. We got on the slate.
Some better matchups.
Starts off Friday night with a big one in the American, UCF at Cincinnati.
Yeah, I actually have Cincinnati winning this game big.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, UCF is going to roll on this one. I know Cincinnati's got a good defense, everything like that, but Cincinnati doesn't have the firepower and offense to contend with UCF. So I do like UCF in this one.
I do too. I think UCF will bounce back. They got a nice break when they played UConn this last week.
Yeah.
Surprised they still have a football program up there. But UCF, I think they bounce back despite being on the road. Might be close for a little while, but they'll pull away. Too talented.
I agree.
Big one in the Big Ten. Michigan hosts Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan, after the Wisconsin, they got just what they needed. Rutgers,
yep.
A team to just...
Essentially a bye week.
Yeah, basically just
a
punching bag for them to take out some frustrations. I like for them to regroup. This is be a similar game. Obviously, Iowa, Wisconsin, very similar. Iowa's not as good as Wisconsin, though. I do think Michigan will win this game, but I think it'll be close. I think it might be a 7-10-point game, but I like Michigan in this one.
Iowa usually gives a top 10 team fits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is the week for them. I think the week when they play Penn State down the road is going to be that week.
That could be.
I think Michigan is going to be locked in. They had a rude awakening in Madison. Being at home, I think they rally the troops. Jim Harbaugh, I know he's come under fire, but this dude is still a good enough coach. I think Michigan circles the wagons and gets a big win. Game of the week in the SEC, Auburn travels to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, if we were looking at this game at the beginning of the year, I would have said Florida. I didn't think Auburn was going to be this good. I didn't think Florida was going to be this bad. So when I look at that, I got to go with Auburn. They are rolling right now, and I trust Bo Nix a little bit more right now.
Yeah, Florida's quarterback play. They haven't been tested since the injury at Kentucky to Felipe Franks. Kentucky nowhere as good as Auburn is. I like Auburn despite it being on the road. They've already shown they can win away from home. They beat Oregon on a neutral field. They went into A&M and did it.
I don't think it's necessarily going to be too close by SEC standards either. I think this could get up to 17-20 point win.
Yeah, it could be a handling of the Gators Saturday, despite it being in the swamp. Texas, do they stumble at West Virginia?
No. They don't. I like Texas. Texas is a very good team. West Virginia, they're not there right now. I like Texas.
Texas off a bye. I think that's important here.
Yeah.
They got a little bit of a handful from Oklahoma State a couple weeks ago, but Oklahoma State's a pretty good team. I don't think West Virginia with a first-year coach is capable of pulling this upset. I like Texas big. Another big one in the Big 12, Baylor and Kansas State.
Hate Kansas State, but I think I'm not picking Kansas State. I'm never picking them. Baylor.
Okay. I think Baylor finds a way. They're undefeated. Kansas State's tougher at home, but I think Baylor is good enough to go on the road and get this win and stay undefeated. Big game in the Coastal. Both teams are 2-2. This was two of the best teams we thought in the ACC, other than Clemson, that have not looked good at all. Virginia Tech and Miami.
Yeah, Miami. If you watch our ACC preview, I really liked Miami.
Yeah, you did.
I rambled quite a bit about them.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they're going to get this win. I think this is going to be Fuentes' last year at Virginia Tech, the way the cards are falling for him. By now, that program should be better, should be clicking. They're not. I think Miami wins this game, and it's just another notch on why they should fire Fuentes at the end of the year.
Yeah, you can't lose by 28 points at home to Duke. That's embarrassing for Virginia Tech.
It's not basketball.
Right. They're embarrassing. Well, Virginia Tech has beat Duke in basketball more than they have in football. So just embarrassing for Virginia Tech. I like Miami at home big. Miami's got a little bit of a trend up. Virginia Tech has been trending down. Arizona and Colorado, the winner of this game is in sole possession of first place in the Pac-12 South, if you can believe that.
That sounds shocking. But I'm going to go with Colorado here. I think the game being at Boulder is what's going to be the deciding factor there. And I think when I look at these two teams, Laviska Shenault is on the field for one of them, not the other, so I'm picking Colorado.
I'm going to go Arizona. Road teams in these Pac-12 games. Nobody cares about Pac-12 football outside of Oregon and Washington and USC fans, so home field advantage means nothing in these other stadiums. I think Arizona goes on the road and gets a win. Big one in the Big Ten. big divisional matchup. Michigan State travels to Columbus. Hangover for the Buckeyes?
Hell no. Michigan State can't score against bad defenses. This is one of the elite defenses in the country, matched with one of the elite offenses. Michigan State's going to get exposed. I do think Michigan State will finish high. I still think they're going to finish higher than Michigan this year in the East, but there's just too much talent to overcome. And offensively, they can't do anything against Arizona State. How the hell are they going to do anything against Ohio State? So I got Ohio State big in this one. Is as elite as Michigan State's defense is, Ohio State's going to win this by maybe 30.
In the summer, I will admit here, I picked Michigan State to win this game back in July when we did our Big Ten preview. I couldn't have been more wrong. Michigan State, you just said everything that needs to be said. They can't score on Arizona State.
Hell of a defense, though.
They do have a good defense. I think their defense will travel and slow fields down more than they've been slowed down to this point.
Maybe.
But at the end of the day, Ohio State will wear them down and they'll pull away and win by 3-4 touchdowns, probably pretty easily.
Yeah.
Big one in the ACC Coastal, Pitt and Duke.
I'm going to go with Pitt in this one. I know it's crazy. Pitt's like one of the more inconsistent teams every week. But I like what Narduzzi does there. They're always a tough out. I'm going to go with Pitt.
I'm going to pick Duke. David Cutcliffe, their only loss is to Alabama. No shame in that. Duke's playing good right now. I like Duke at home. And then lastly, big one in the Pac-12 North, Cal and Oregon. Kind of an elimination game here.
Yeah, it'll depend to me if Cal's going to have their quarterback. It doesn't look like they're going to have him. He left the game. I might trend to pick Cal if that was the case, because I really like what they do on defense. You know me, I'm always going to go for a good defensive team. But without their starting quarterback, it's just one of those games where I just think Oregon's got too much on the other side. It'll be a close game, but I think Oregon's going to pull away late by about 10.
I think Oregon hammers them. Ducks at home. They kind of have some beef with Cal. They've let some games get away that they should have won. I think Oregon knows that they have no margin for error, so there's no excuse to not be ready to go. Ducks win. They fly away with it. All right, guys, this is Loft Sports signing off.
That's a terrible pun.